Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome as you start coming on in. I'm going to try and pull it up on my side. There we are. We look live in Substack. Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome as you start coming on in. I'm Nick Paro, not your dad, joined by my good friend, Dr. Eric Lulove, medical editor, Blue Amp Media.
Who's actually in town this week? Who's not
Who's in
traveling?
town, who's not traveling, who's
I'm not
sitting
at
in place.
35,000 feet. I'm not.
Not at a hotel lobby, not
No,
walking
I'm not
around.
in Germany. I'm not.
Not in St. Louis, not anywhere. You're back home in Florida. Welcome, everyone, to today's Diogenes Club here on Sick of the Shit Publications. Again, I'm Nick Paro, not your dad, joined by my friend Eric Lulove. Eric, how are you today, man?
I am actually doing really well today. I'm actually
Good.
having a good week. It's been a good week. Yeah, I mean, that was a great show you did with Love today. That was
Thanks.
Congratulations. Love's actually not that complicated of a guy. He really is. He's kind of who he is, and I've had the pleasure of really getting to know him like you have. And it's I think people need to kind of stop being judgy and start looking at substance and character of people. And listen, we've all made mistakes. We've all had our errors and misjudgments in life, right? Which is kind of what our show topic is today, of smart choices in tough situations. So listen, we've all had our gotcha moments, right? Mm-hmm. But if we don't allow people to atone once they take accountability, then we can't get past the things that hold us back, right? From not just a mental health, but a physical health, from our political discourse to our family discourse to our business discourse. It's got to start with accountability. So I don't know how you feel about it. Hi, everybody. Yeah. Eric Lulove, medical editor of Blue Amp Media. To my immediate left is Nick Paro, who is so sick of this shit that he actually created a show in a publication company called Sick of This Shit. So
yeah, coming on 1 year now.
I know.
Really actively on Substack. Thanks. I got fired from my last job on the 4th of July last year. And since then, I came out swinging. I think that was one of the first times that I've confronted a really tough situation like that and did the most positive choice I could out of it. And it wasn't the most intelligent. It probably wasn't the best financial choice to go this route. I probably could have found eventually another job in the tech field and continued working in tech and doing software development for somebody else. And I would probably be at a decent company making pretty good money doing it. But I chose not to. And I needed to not do it. I needed to. So like maybe thinking on tough situations, I got fired a year ago and I didn't know what the fuck to do. And instead of going into where I could have gone super depressive and really like angry about all of it and blame everybody else for the situation, I started writing poetry.
You made a smarter choice.
I made a smarter choice. I made a choice to confront it, to address what was happening, and to evaluate myself during it and see where I needed to be and what wasn't working. And since then, I feel better. I feel good. I'm not working 100 hours a week.
Your life has better purpose. You've repurposed your life.
Yeah, my life has purpose again. It's not a better purpose. My life has purpose outside of work. My life actually revolves around living and trying to live and grow and interact. And I've made friends in ways that I hadn't before. Yeah, I've been growing my beard too. If y'all have noticed, it's getting a little poofier on the side right now because I'm trying to get the length down, because I sit at home and I'll braid it occasionally. And it's actually quite a bit longer than it looks because I have very curly beard hair. So it's actually closer to down to like here on my chest if I were to straighten it. So I'm really trying to go wizardy. It's been years since I've shaved. But I I think it's really important that we make these smart choices for ourselves. I got you laughing.
Just the fact that you called yourself wizardy.
I mean,
okay, Dumbledore. You should change
if you know much about me, like the background things that I've got, like my handles that I use now for like software development on my personal site are all wizard themed. I am in the background on shows. I'm the tech wizard. Really embraced the fantasy side for myself because it's fun. And hopefully we come back on Substack. I see us blipping in and out. So hopefully we'll still be here on Substack. Sorry everyone for the blip outs that they do. It's always a little bit weird. But yeah, like I confronted that situation and actually took mental health for myself into account, and crying to my wife not long after all of it happened, just going, I don't know what to do. Like I don't know how to proceed. I can't think past tomorrow right now. Like I'm so overwhelmed with everything that I couldn't think past the next day or even barely even the week. And now I can like plan. Now we're starting to be able to plan again, and I can breathe. And even though we're not in the same financial state we were, I can breathe and I feel like a person.
So there's an artist, and I really encourage everybody to like search him out on Spotify or Apple iTunes or whatever. There was an artist. His name is Matt Goss. He was in the British band called Bros, and he did a residency at Caesar's Palace probably 8 to 10 years ago, and he has a song called Strong on his first album he released. And you quoted a couple, like your language and what you said literally just reminded me of a couple of lyrics that are out of that song. And it's a very uplifting song where it was right after where he broke up with he divorced his wife, and he was really in a depression, and he wrote the album, you know, as a result of his entire experience with his divorce and his breakup and everything that happened. And but that one particular song he actually performed on Good Morning America one day, and because they tapped him to do the theme song for Las Vegas for their TV ads back in 2016, 2017, 2018, I think. So really just incredible music, great vocalist. He used to perform in Cleopatra's Barge in Caesars right next to the Nobu Hotel in that little court.
Oh, that's cool.
Really, it was really one of those intimate theater settings. Like you could literally sit and be like 4 feet from him, which you don't ever get to see in Vegas now because everybody does these massive residencies and you're 25 feet, you're 200 feet from the stage, and you know, the performers are this big.
Yeah. You need a magnifying glass to be able to see them.
It's just you had said it was just a trigger. It's funny how certain things just trigger certain memories. But I'll put it in the chat, like his name and the album and everything. It's very uplifting. I actually have it on my phone. I actually saved it. Like I have his entire album saved, but it's truly an incredible artist and singer. And anyway,
I love it. I'm glad I could bring that memory up for you.
Oh man, it was great.
I like sparking joy. Like that's what we should be doing. We should be sparking joy for each other. Joy is an act of resistance, but it's also like one of the main human conditions.
It's got like one of those like feel good type beginning intros. Like,
don't play too much of it because we might get a copyright violation if we go too long.
This is just. But that's
we don't want to get that copyright violation on YouTube. Don't ding us, YouTube.
I just want to play the first couple like bars, knowing you have. It's like kind of like a phone trace. You have like 8 seconds.
Yep. do
and cut.
Intro and done.
So, you and I've talked a lot last couple weeks. Offline. There's been a lot of turmoil within Substack with creators and situations. I've been in a couple. We're constantly. I'm always being targeted. By people in the Maha movement, and I have my shit to deal with too, right? We all have our shit online, but choosing how to, it's easy to just block somebody, right? But it's what happens when the situation escalates. And when do you have to make choices to protect your brand, to protect your product line, to protect your investment, to protect your personality, and to protect your family, right? And I guess that's kind of where our theme for today is. It's making smart choices in tough situations. And sometimes there's no easy path. And sometimes the hard choice is the one that you don't want to make.
Yeah.
I know it seems so simplistic with this. We're not going to get into the situations, but it doesn't matter if it's interpersonal with family, right? Like everybody knows, my grandmother passed away, back in April, and I, not that I want to air personal family stuff, but like there's been some turmoil within the family about how things that I had to deal with did not jive with other members in my family. So I wrote a very detailed email and, kind of put it all out there. And then the person that I was really addressing the email to came back with a 2-line response. No empathy, no compassion, no understanding, and no accountability. It's amazing how many things you cannot do in 2 sentences.
Yeah.
Right? Where 3 words can make the whole difference. Like 3 words can change the whole thing. Like, I'm sorry, I understand. Or I understand what you're going through. Like no acknowledgement of pain, right? So I had a decision to make, right? I could have relitigated the entire email, or I just sent a 1-line email that says, "My door will remain open when you feel right to talk."
Yeah,
and I'm leaving it on my terms. So that's a choice. Like I don't know if like last year, year before, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I was accountable enough to myself to be able to write that email. So I'm very proud of myself. I'm actually, as a 55-year-old man, to not trigger anger right away and make it about me. I'm like, how can I make the situations not about me and control it more?
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's kind of where your series has kind of like led you to believe, with a lot of your interviews with a lot of the guys on the platform, is we're all trying to do that. We're all trying not to trigger these base emotions that are just unsavory. But we're human. It's part of our genetic makeup. It's, what are they? The 7 deadly sins, right? Anger, envy, jealousy, gluttony, slothy.
Yeah.
Amazing how all those kind of are wrapped up into the chief executive of the United States right now.
I was going to say that defines one person really freaking well.
Everybody. So there was a meme I should have copied. It was like, he's like, he is representing everybody. All 7 deadly sins.
Yeah. 7 deadly sins, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Like he's pretty representative. And yeah, like I totally understand where you're coming from in all of this. Cause like, you and I talk offline too, because we are friends outside of just our shows.
Which I'm extensively grateful for.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I am eternally grateful for it because that was one of the things that I missed and have had missed as an adult for a long time, was really having friends I could talk to. And I love my wife. Like, my wife and I have been married for 11 years, sorry. And we're so happy. Like, we love each other. She is my best friend, and I married my best friend. That said, I still need other companions that are not my wife. I need other friends. And coming here, making that hard choice to come to Substack when I did, after getting fired from my last job, helped me make friends. Like, that wasn't what I was aiming for while I was here, but it did. And then thinking about something you were just saying for the email about the accountability and the apologies and way people try to seek understanding with each other in situations that are difficult, is something that our friend Walter Ryan said during his intelligent masculinity discussion with me, was the unqualified apologies. And when somebody makes an apology about them and turns it into, what else do you need to apologize for, is that person tends to be really toxic for you, and they aren't where you should be putting your energy, and they aren't where you should be focusing your sphere of influence until they're ready to come back into it. And if they aren't, they stay out of it.
There's a sentence in here that when I was kind of doing some research through some psychological textbooks to try to like understand. It's like I had to remind myself that the email that I had received from my family member wasn't the coldness wasn't aimed at me. Like, the way that the email was phrased, it was very cold. It was very uninviting. It was very plastic. But it's the pattern doing what the pattern does. And now that I'm able to see everything, people are patterned animals, right? We are patterned mammals. Okay. And the reframing that I did in my response was instead of me saying, how do I get this person to acknowledge what they've done? It's not going to happen. Right. But it's what do I do knowing that this person's not going to acknowledge it? It's understanding who the audience that you're trying to direct it to. And it's a trap situation really for everybody, because the first response is, I need to relitigate this. I need to be right. I have to have my righteous indignation about how I've been hurt. And it's
never helpful.
Intelligent. It's not helpful. It's not intelligent. It's not making a smart choice, because the righteous indignation leads to an impulse action, because you're allowing emotions to bring your decision making, to cloud your judgment. And this is that whole point of taking 10 seconds to stop and slow down and just, okay, wait a minute. I don't have to respond to this right away. Let me take a deep breath and let me just kind of figure this out. And that's, it's not about my worth. It's about how they see themselves. And that's the issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm the healthy one here.
Yeah. So like I've been having a rougher week than, and I've had some rough weeks. And I have been making sure to take time for myself, mental health breaks where I need them. If everybody saw my post the other day, I made a brand new Lego set. It's the sea otters.
I see that. And, by the way, speaking of Legos, did you see the one that Frederick posted?
Oh no, don't drop it.
White House.
Oh, the broken White House one? Yes.
The broken White House, that was epic. That was classic. I love that one. But that's amazing.
So we got little baby who can come off. And his tail moves, and his feet and flippers move, and mom's hands and feet move. It's just, this was an early Father's Day present for me from the family.
Nice.
And I'm so so happy they gave it to me. They know I love Legos, and my favorite animal is the otter. And so Doug got me a really cute otter set. I love it, and it's fun, and it makes me happy. And I took a day to do it. I took Tuesday. I didn't have any shows, so I sat down and I made my Lego set because I needed a mental health break instead of possibly responding negatively or in a way that would have been harmful for myself. I stepped back and I'm letting myself process, and I'm taking the time where I need and researching and doing things for myself to protect myself in different ways, but also I'm not letting it rule. I'm not letting events that are not real. I'm not letting things that are not real rule my world.
Exactly.
And I'm focusing in on what I know to be the truth and what I know everyone else knows to be truth in different areas, and just in general. And I'm going to continue not letting myself get sucked in and respond negatively to situations that I don't have to. And Eric, you and I talked a little bit on different things throughout the week and last week, and it's been really wonderful to have your friendship be able to, and your words be able to help me and be able to let me breathe through my emotions. And you didn't, when we were on the phone the other day just talking, you let me have my emotions, and you didn't tell me none of it was fake. You didn't try and stop me from feeling. But you came at it with me constructively, and you helped me guide myself through those emotions, and you asked me questions that let me evaluate. And I think we really need friends like that. We need friends who are willing to question.
It's not even questioning. It's more about, like, I let you have your moment,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then I said, well, and I'm not a mental health therapist, so I have no training in psychology, and I have no training in mental health issues. It's listen, 20 plus years of sitting across from patients, you'll learn a few right, when you're doing it, right? And I wasn't treating you like a patient, I was talking to you like a friend.
Yeah.
And as a friend, it's, let me hear what he has to say. Let me ask a couple questions to make him think deeper about where he's at, and then help formulate a plan if he wants to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe I even asked you, I said, well, do you want to hear my opinion? I didn't offer it without asking, because I wasn't sure where you have to be okay with to hear it, right? It's communication is about listening, and then being able to be receptive when the other person is ready to listen.
Yeah.
And it's about listening. It's really everything about human communication is not about speaking, it's about listening. And I think we have to all listen more.
We have to listen better. Or we like to say to at home is listen louder. It's not really a meaningful statement, but listen louder. Like, let your ears be more open to the things around you, and pause and think on them. And you helped to remind me of that, and I was in the space to hear it. And I'm really glad that you didn't force an opinion on me. And I appreciate it. And I know anytime, and same back to you, but at the same time, you didn't have to. You could have just said, here's my opinion on it. Here's what I think you should do. But
that doesn't make me a good person.
No, I know. But you gave me the space for me to hear and say that, and hear that I needed to hear it. And we need friends like that. We need, like I said, we need people in our lives who are willing to listen, who are not our spouse, who are not, because our spouses hear us all the time. We're with them a lot, and we need,
or choose to tune us
out, or they tune us out at times.
After so many years, you just click.
Yeah, and that's natural. Like that's not a weird thing. Like that's just natural human interaction. We need friends who are willing to be there and just listen outside because we need more opinions. And for men, especially right now, a lot of men don't have a friend, a male friend that they could ever say those things to, that they could ever feel comfortable feeling these emotions to, and then letting somebody say, hey, can I offer you a suggestion? Take it or leave it. And I learned that from therapy. Was somebody in my therapy group who said it really well. Was he learned that he needed to put in his, if he wanted to put in an opinion or a suggestion, that the most receptive people ever are to those is when it comes at you as, you can take this or leave it. It's not an issue. I'm just offering this if you want it, and then be willing to offer. And that way you're not mansplaining, you're not over explaining, you're not taking over their emotions. You're offering a path for them to maybe access their own emotions in a different way.
So in preparation for today's show, I went back and I streamed the last week of Joe Rogan's show.
Yeah. Oh God.
And
that's awful.
Well, that's why there was a bottle of bourbon next to me. I was doing it. So,
is it empty now?
Like, it's pretty empty. And I was looking at it from a scientific perspective. I wasn't like listening for content. It was not the content of why I was listening to, because I can't listen to that shit. But it's what I was trying to follow was the pattern of his shows and trying to understand like how he frames his show into whether or not the topic of conversation that they're bringing up is even substantive and how many layers they get. Man, this is like a road rash. It's like his show's like a road rash. It literally strips the skin down to like the bleeding dermis, and that's about as deep as it gets. It's harsh enough that it makes you hurt. It's harsh enough that it makes you feel pain or feel whatever they want you to feel. And then they leave you there without any dressings, no burn ointments, no hydrogels, no occlusive dressings to help start the process to get past the damage that they've done. And this is the right-wing magosphere with influencing podcasts. They literally, the whole thing's like a road rash. They strip the upper level skin knowing how much it's going to hurt, and they don't give a shit. They don't care what kind of damage they do.
No, because the damage is the point.
That's the point. And so it winds up being this very damaging. So in essence, they're creating situations where they don't want people making smart choices. It's the whole point of of dismantling the education department. It's the whole the entire administration, as eugenist as it is, right? And as doji as you want to make it, and as maha as you want to make it. I mean, think of all these terms that we have to use to now explain this government. We have maha, doge, eugenicists, scuttling. I mean, they're thieves, rapists, pedophile. I mean, like who we don't talk like this. We never I can remember 8 years of Obama. There wasn't a single scandal that I can think of off the top of my head.
I think they went the entire administration without a single real scandal.
Yeah. Zero. And what was the scandal? He's black.
Mm-hmm.
Michelle looks like a man. What the fuck are you people talking about?
And we don't normally comment on.
If that's all you have, then you know what? Then he was the greatest goddamn president of my entire life.
If you're just mad about the tan suit and you're just racist because you want to make fun of black women, because you're afraid of intelligence and women in general, like you just show your whole racist ass when you do those things.
And that's the point. It's the situation's not tough, but you're choosing to not make a smart choice because you're believing the fear, you're believing the bullshit, you're believing the lies, which clouds your judgment, which makes you stupid, because you're not processing properly. I don't want to say stupid. It makes you unintelligent.
Well, if you want to think about it from, say,
your intelligence and flushing it out the other side of your brain, because they don't want you to think. They don't want us thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking people are dangerous people, because that means that they actually research and they look and they see through the lies. They see the truth for what it is. You can see the forest through the trees. You can see things from 38,000 feet. And they don't want that. They want everybody microcosmed and microchanneled.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these are words that I never thought I would ever be using in my entire lifetime.
Yeah.
Microcosms, micro thinking, microclimatizing, micro communities. I wasn't raised this way as a Gen Xer. I want to see this. I want to see world. I want to see wide view. I want the wide angle lens.
Yeah.
Give me all the input. Let me make the choice.
Yeah. Like, the small-mindedness is one thing. Oh, yeah, Naida, you don't have to be respectful. They don't have any emotional smarts. They don't have any emotional.
Naida, never be respectful.
They don't have any emotional intelligence. In fact, the whole process of this destructive system, this regressive system, is anti-emotional intelligence. Like, they believe that empathy is a flaw, and that you can have something called toxic empathy, which, sure, maybe there are people who do have some sort of toxic empathy, and it's toxic to themselves because they're over empathetic to other people. But there's
or not
at all. But they want to live in a world where there's no empathy, where there's no thought outside of the self. And our friend Ashley made a really good comment in the chat about this. And I think part of this is one of those things that is where we can learn to make good choices in tough situations. From Ashley's comment, I think men are determined to be, quote, fixers. And sometimes when they hear someone talk, their head just immediately goes into, this person wants me to fix this mode. How can I fix this mode rather than just listen? One of the smartest things I've ever heard was a toast someone gave at my cousin's wedding. And the woman said, as advice to the bride and groom, for them to ask each other the question, when one has a problem, do you want me to fix this, or do you want me to listen? And I thought that was really smart. That's something I learned in therapy. And it's also something that I have had to learn. And it's a skill that we have to practice a lot, especially because so many of us are trained with this idea that we need to fix. So many men are taught from a young age that you have to fix it. You're a fixer. You fix things. You get in there and you solve those problems. You don't listen. You just solve it. You do it. You're going to make the right choice. But we're never taught to ask, do you want me to fix this? Do you want my help?
Right.
Do you need my help? And I still do it. I do it. I do it so much still, and I catch myself. Like, I practice when my wife and I talk. Like, if there's an issue, I catch myself and I have to do it. I have to use the skills I picked up in therapy, the stop skills, so that I stop myself and think about it for a second.
It's a stop skill.
And then go, does my wife actually want me to fix something, or does she just need me to listen? Does my son, does my daughter, does my friend, does this random person, do they want me to fix something, or do they just want me to listen, or do they not even want me at all? And that's okay too. And that's where so many men and not just men, so many people get stuck on that last one, because they take it personally when somebody doesn't want them in that immediate moment. And then they get mad because they're like, but I'm here to fix it for you. I'm here to help you. You're making a wrong. And then make it about yourself. And that's not a smart decision. That's like unintelligent to the max.
I want everybody to do an experiment today. I think this will be really therapeutically educational for everybody. When you're done with this show, just put on Fox News for 10 minutes.
Oh my God,
during one of their shows. Okay. Hold on. I know I'm not asking to trigger anybody. So if it's a trigger warning, don't do it. What I want everybody to do is look at it from the perspective of you're not actually watching the show. Okay. You're watching behavior. Listen to the conversations of how they address an issue versus the actual content of what they're actually saying. Listen to the wording of how they use words. They don't want things fixed. They don't want justice for the Epstein victims. They don't want the healthcare system fixed. They don't want things getting better because then they have nothing to talk about that riles up the emotional state of their viewers. Because if there's nobody to point the finger at and say, that person's responsible for your lot in life. Okay? That person's responsible. That's why it's always back to Biden. Because they know that they can't defend it because he's not talking. They have a silent target. Now, I'm really glad that Hunter's opening up and starting to communicate and saying, no, wait a minute, I'm calling bullshit. Fuck you people.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. And I'm really, for what it's worth, Hunter's had his issues. Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Just like we all do. We all have our shit. We all have our stuff, but making smarter choices is also understanding where the enemy is attacking, right? You learn that in the army. Like, it's tactics. We're in a war, and it's a war of language. It's a war of syntax. It's a war of emotional motives. This is the war today. It's not with muskets and M16s anymore. That's the compound military targeting. The targeting today is this stuff. It's the podcasts. It's the social media. It's the messaging. It's the language. It's the trigger videos. It's
an information war.
It's an information war. So we have to be better consumers of information. Some people don't have the ability to do that. They just don't have the wherewithal, and that's I'm very proud to and I'm going to remind Ashley that she's got to review the article that we're jointly writing together. So Ashley, review the damn article. I don't want to despise it. It's going to be it's the article that we are jointly going to publish. I think will say a lot for what I'm talking about right now.
Mm-hmm.
In a way.
Yeah.
I don't want to spill it. I want everybody to kind of sit on the edge of their seat. I'm not divulging the title or anything. You'll see it when it comes out. But I think it's such an important topic from multiple perspectives, both from the male perspective, the female perspective, social media perspective, where we are as a society, and how we deal with situations. So I'm looking forward when this thing actually comes out, because it's it's different for me. It's a different type of writing. So, but like I said, we're back. I lost my other train of thought that I had, because this is like 4 different shows we're having today. So,
but we're staying on topic pretty good in terms of like.
I know what I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
Because you brought your otter leg up. Okay. Do you know which colleges have the otter as their mascot?
I don't. Are there any colleges with an otter?
There are 5.
Oh, that's cool.
I knew 2 of them. I had to look up the other 3. So the first one is California State University at Monterey Bay.
That makes sense. That makes all of the sense.
Is Monterey the Sea
That
Otter.
makes all the sense.
Okay. All right. Lewis and Clark College, it's the River Otter. The College of Western Idaho is River the Otter. It's kind of like the Ohio State University. Okay. It's Eastern Iowa Community Colleges. It's Eddie the River Otter. And Chippewa Valley Technical College in Western Idaho. It's Ollie the River Otter. So those are the 5 colleges. So you'll have to let us know which college your Lego otter is gonna mascot for.
I'll have to think on that.
Because there's no
I'll have to.
there's no otters in Iowa. You might have the only otter in Iowa. in Arkansas.
Yeah. I mean, we've got the Razorbacks.
Yeah, but that's a pig.
Yeah, and they're scary as shit. Like, don't mess with the Razorback. Like an actual Razorback, they're mean.
They're mean.
They're pretty mean animals. That's funny though. Yeah, I'll have to think on which one for the otter. That makes me happy. I do. The otter is my favorite animal. And we had a really cool. Quick story time. When I used to live in Washington State, we went to a beach on the Washington-Oregon coast area. It's a glass beach. It's filled with a lot of old like sea glass washes up there. I don't know why, but it collects there pretty well. And so we went out there and we had to hike a little bit to get out there. And we looked out in the ocean, and just in the water there was a big set of seaweed. And there was a family of otters, sea otters, just in the water. Then on the shoreline, we saw a family of bald eagles who were circling the otters, looking for pups for food. And it was very interesting to see the otters like
Hunters
protecting themselves, because you could see, like from a distance, we could see the otters like collecting themselves and sort of like hugging to each other. And you saw these eagles just looping around, coming to sit, looping back around. And you're like, man, they are messing with those otters right now. But I bet you that eagle would not have come out of it well had they tried it.
It was an American bald eagle, or was it
American bald eagle? Yeah.
I mean, you ever see the talons on?
Oh, they're fine, big. Yeah.
They're like this big.
Yeah.
They're
not a small bird, but they are small. They are a smaller eagle compared to some.
Smaller. The golden eagle.
Oh yeah, the golden eagle is way bigger.
Way bigger.
I've gotten to see some really cool sights with bald eagles. They're out in Nashville, one of the parks near the Nashville Zoo. It's just we went there to go to the Nashville Zoo, and they have there's this pond area with a really nice trail that goes around it with a mating pair. I think it's actually at least one mating pair of bald eagles with a nest that has had multiple hatchlings. And it's really cool to see them. We got to see a ton of turtles too. Like there were just turtles everywhere in this pond. And it made my son so happy, because we were walking down, and there was a log, and it had like 10 turtles sitting on it. And you would just see them like jumping in and out of the water and swimming. It made us all so happy.
So we have around our backyard, I have Italian cypress trees, and I have Japanese palms, right? And in one of our Japanese palms, we have northern mockingbirds that have nested.
Oh, cool.
There's 4 eggs in the nest, and the mom, and it's amazing when you actually like get to watch this. Like, so the mom will sit in the nest all night. Like literally will just sit in the nest. And then I've got some pretty cool photos of it. Because I've walked up to it, been pretty close, but I don't dare disrupt the nest at all. But she'll fly out of the tree, and she'll sit on the top of the Italian cypress and just watch me. But they know that I'm not a threat now. So now she'll just kind of sit there and not move. But I get the eye. I get the side eye. I get the side eye. But like, it's just really interesting to watch them in habitat, and that's the one thing I did some more research, was that basically like mockingbirds will not reuse a nest.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they won't reuse it. So once those hatchlings have birthed, they are they fly out and they're on their own, then I can have my landscaper come in, or I can go in and clean the nest out, because they'll build a brand new one. But it's nice to know that they trust us enough that they're willing to build their home with ours, and we have an inviting backyard for life's little nature thing.
I love that. Well, that's actually, I mean, we're totally off topic right now, but that's something.
Totally off.
But that's okay.
But again, it's a smart decision to not mess with the nest.
Yeah, not mess with the nest.
I can't think of how many people are going there and start pulling the branches down to look inside the nest and grab an egg, and no.
Yeah, leave nature alone. you'll see if you leave it alone, it'll expose itself to you for nature. Like if you let nature be nature, you'll get to see nature be cooler than if you ever try and fuck with it.
Kind of like human personalities, just let them be who they are, because they will eventually show everything you need to see.
Yeah. And like that's one of the reasons, well, one of the reasons why in my area we are actually in like part of the heart of monarch butterfly migration territory. And if you plant flower trees that flower red really heavily, and plants that flower red really heavily, you'll attract monarchs because they nest to them, because they blend in with them and it's safe. And so when I build my new house and I want to be able to plant, I want to be able to plant some trees that are really red and vibrant for butterflies, because I want to encourage my monarchs to migrate through my property. Because then I get to see nature. You just leave it be. You just encourage it and leave it be, and make smart choices around it, and it'll grow. It's like you said, it's very much like the human condition. Is if we let it be, we guide it a little bit, but we don't have to fix it. We don't have to insert our asses into things. And sometimes we have to live with the consequences of not inserting our asses into things.
Like Middle East policy, like a Middle Eastern foreign policy. We don't actually have to insert our shit.
Yeah, we don't. We didn't have to insert our asses. We would have.
Just for shits and giggles. This is hysterical. When you guys get a chance, you got to do this. Go into like Gemini, Google, or Claude, or whatever, and just type in the prompt: which was a better peace deal, the JCPOA or the one that Trump just agreed to? And then let the AI come back and have it kick back what it says. It's hysterical. It's like looking up banana slicer on Google, on Amazon. It's hysterical. Like just reading the review.
We talked about the banana slicer on Google.
You guys want a good laugh? Go search banana slicer on Amazon and just read the reviews. It's hysterical. There's one in there that's got like 7,000 reviews, and it's like, the banana slicer saved my marriage. It doesn't work with the peel on. It won't work with the peel. This is really just funny, kind of. It's Seinfeldish.
It's human being their best selves at times.
Oh yeah, humor is,
Yeah, like it's and being able to step back in some of these situations and just not insert ourselves. I think I look back on some stuff over the past few months, and I see areas where I really attempted to not insert myself, because it wasn't my problem to fix. And I'm still learning where not to insert myself and where to insert myself. And it's a growing process. And it's learning to ask that question, that set of questions to yourself, is you have to stop first. And this is the big one, is you have to stop, and then you have to ask yourself, and maybe ask the person afterwards, depending on what the real answer is for yourself, is, does this person want me to fix something? Should I even try to fix it? And do they even need me here? And it's okay if somebody says, I don't need you. I don't want your help right now. And in fact, the most intelligent thing you can do as a man, as a woman, as anywhere in between, anybody, any human, the most intelligent thing you can do is ask those questions, is ask that question of, before you even offer any set of advice on a situation, is stop and ask, do you want my advice? Do you want my input? Do you want me to just listen? Or do you need me to go away? Do you need to have your time? Am I hurting your time right now? And if the answer is yes, you go, awesome. When you need me or when you want me, I'll be here. And you just go. It's that easy. Yeah. It's that easy to just say, when you need me or when you want me, I'll be here. And it's really hard
Fixing.
to get to that point, though, sometimes, like, because we really, really do, especially men, are taught to fix things. We're trained to fix things. It's our job to fix every problem. And if we can't fix it, we're a problem. We're at fault. We're the issue because we couldn't fix it. There must be something wrong with us. Trust me, I've lived with this for 36 years. It's not that my parents taught me that I need to fix everything. It's society has taught us we need to fix everything. We need to fix it. And damn, whatever anybody else thinks about us trying to fix it, it's right that we're trying to fix it. And you know what? That's freaking wrong. That's wrong.
It's incredibly wrong.
It's harmful. It's why people don't trust our opinions in a lot of ways. It's mansplaining.
Well,
it's all of those things.
I don't need to give a woman, I don't need to be sitting across from my wife or her girlfriends, or I'm outnumbered 3-1 at a conversation, and offer anything up. And then, like, this happened last night. We were out to dinner. 2 of her girlfriends joined us for dinner. And we get home, my wife's like, you didn't talk much at dinner. I go, it was 3 against 1. How much did you want me to talk? Like, it was like that's walking through a minefield. I'm sorry. Like, I kind of piped in, but I let them talk. And I didn't offer opinion. I just offered side comments as, like, just to keep the conversation moving. But there were opportunities where in the past I would have said, well, wait a minute, let's talk about this, and I have learned through wisdom, you just don't walk through a minefield.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes saying nothing is better than saying anything.
And this is also it's also a really good opportunity when you're in, say, like a group of men too, just with your friends. If it's a male dominated group, sit back. You don't have to be the one to offer all the opinions. Listen, and that'll teach you how to listen. And sometimes the person who you were about to interrupt and offer that piece of advice to really just needed to finish saying what they're saying, and not have your opinion. And you leaving the opinion out could be the best thing that they needed. Like it, and it is it's a good lesson just to learn for ourselves, is we don't need to dominate in conversations, and listening just to hear and absorb is just as important and powerful.
I think this is where, and this isn't for everybody, but this is where my role in working on public health committees and health policy committees and being involved in organizational work outside of clinical practice, where I have to work with like 7, 8, 9, 10 other people, or working with a company as a consultant, where I'm, sometimes they're asking me for my opinion, but I have to listen to what they want. I have to hear other people before I can make recommendations. I can't just go in there and start, manhandling the conversation. It doesn't work that way. Everybody has their right to what they're going to say, especially in a room of scientists and clinicians where everybody's got an opinion. You want to validate all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They've all earned the right to have that opinion be heard. And it's I think, like, and this goes back to our listening louder, like you mentioned, which I like. I like listening louder.
Yeah, listen louder. Open the ears more.
That's my take home for today. Listen louder.
I hope Beth is in the chat right now. Maybe that can be one of our new features for the Sick of This Shop, is a listen louder.
I like that,
because we need to listen louder and we need to hear clearer than we are now. There's a lot of problems that are going on in the world, and maybe if we just listened a little bit more, like That's what so many of the communities in the US have been asking for. That's what minority communities have been asking for. That's what marginalized communities have been asking for. That's what people who are victims of abuse, that's what people who are victims or survivors have been asking for, is just listen louder. It's just listen to hear what we have to say and then learn from it. And that's the second step, is we can't stop at step one, which is listen louder. We have to go on to and follow through. Listen louder and follow through on what is being presented. Don't just stop to listen. It's not fixing. It's not an act of fixing. It's an act of responding to a need, to the actual root cause. Listen for the root and respond to that instead of listening for the surface and not actually hearing what the real problems are. So listen louder. If anyone takes anything from this today, is listen a little louder when you're at home.
I get a lot of that with patients, because like I'll see a lot of patients who come in second opinion, third opinion, and they've been so upset with the doctors they had seen because they weren't listening. They just didn't hear the patient. I mean, we've all had this experience where you go to your physician, or you go see a specialist, and you walk out of there like, did he even hear what I was talking about? Did he even hear me today?
Mm-hmm.
Like you walk out with more questions than when you walked in with. Then your doctor, nurse practitioner, physician assistant, they haven't done their job.
Yeah.
Should not be leaving your therapist's office, your medical doctors, your friends, the plumber, the electrician. Nobody should be doing a public service or a community-based service, and you have more questions when you leave or when they leave than when they walked in the door. It's the lack of quality communication.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to turn this political for a second. This is what we have to demand of our leaders. They're so good at like sidestepping and sidesplaining and eversion techniques and evasive maneuvers, and just, you know what? Own it. Just fucking own it. You said this. Own it. Don't sidestep it. Don't do the Washington two-step. Okay? You said it. Own it. Just deal with it. And this level of dishonesty in politics is just really disgusting. It's so overtly unlistenable. Did I just create a word? Unlistenable?
I don't know, but I like it.
I like it too. I know it's unhearable, but it's unlistenable because you're not saying anything. It's double talk.
Yeah, there's no root behind it. There's nothing to listen for.
Exactly. So they have no messaging. So if there's nothing to listen for, then they're not saying anything. So why do you deserve my campaign finance donation? Why do you deserve my vote? Why do you deserve my input? Why do you give a shit? You don't care about me. You sidestep the whole situation. You don't even want to hear it. And this is really where we're at today. And this is the systemic problem that we have in American society, where it's about me and not about us.
Yeah.
We got away from the us. We got away from this union of a country where we're all supposed to have these shared values in freedom and understanding and education and religion. Okay, we can have difference on policy, but we're past that point now. This isn't even about policies anymore. It's rage baiting. It's you're not patriotic enough because you don't like the flyover over the White House, or you don't like the UFC, so you're not a patriot. Okay, well, I don't like NASCAR because I like IndyCar better. Does that make me less of a patriot?
Yeah, I don't like football. I like soccer better. Does that make me less of a patriot?
How dare you, Nick? You don't like football. How dare you not like soccer?
Like, Like that's what, but that's it. That's what we've come to. It's us versus them on everything. It's like,
and it's stupid.
and it's that microcosm thing you were talking about. It's all stupid microcosms that we have to hate each other for arbitrary, non-existent reasons, and we have to feel rage about everything. Like, I don't want to feel rage all the time. I don't want to feel angry all the time. Nobody does.
No.
It fucking sucks. Like, it's the worst state you can be in is rage all the fucking time.
Imagine if they took all this negative energy that they're feeding everybody and flipped it to being supportive and nurturing and caring for your fellow citizen and making sure people had health care and people had food sort, and we weren't in food deserts, and people had food choices that were healthy, and they could just, they could afford a vehicle, they could afford to go to a baseball game with their kids, and they could go to the circus, and it wasn't going to cost $800,000 to go to Disney World, right? For example, imagine that conversation and the mental health of the United States changing, because people then have hope. And they have been, for the last 50 years, they have been deliberately designing to drain hope from the people. And when you suck people's hope out, there's nothing to live for. So there's nothing left but anger and rage.
And it's easy to control people when they're angry and rage filled.
And when they're poor, and when they're sick, and when they're uneducated.
Yep. And
this is how autocratic governments begin. It's how they're born. It's how they thrive. We all just have to remember what happened in Hungary. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We saw this is history, right? The Spanish did it to Franco in the 70s. They had enough. Okay.
The French did it in the 1789.
There's a guillotine out there with some dried blood on it that I'm sure Macron would have loved to have shown Trump instead of pandering his ass around Versailles.
Probably.
Right? Mr. Trump, let me show
you this historical reference here.
Yeah, let me show you historical reference here. Is Melania with you?
Yeah, and
right?
And because of this rage and hate that we are all being fed, we're back to debating: do people deserve basic rights? Are people even people? Like, that's what we're debating right now. I'm sorry. We should have ended that debate a long time ago when we won the Civil War, but we didn't. We just transitioned it so that it could fester for a long time. And
because people lost.
Yes.
And when you lose and you don't learn that what you did was fucking evil and wrong, like slavery.
And I'm not saying that the North was always better, like that the U.S. was good all the time. We have a history and a legacy that is awful. We have a legacy that is filled with death. We also have a legacy that is filled with great hope, and that can be filled with great achievements and amazing people. We have had civil rights leaders. We have had fantastic, amazing athletes and scientific minds and creators and powerful people who have spoken to the best of humanity. And we've produced some of the worst of humanity. And right now, in our fight, we are trying to refine the best in humanity so that people have some hope. Because like a year ago, I couldn't think past a day. Like, I couldn't see past a day. Now, I can envision a couple years in the future. It's not sturdy. I can see where we might go in our country, but I can envision what could happen. I can envision where my family and those around me could go, and the life we could live and should be living and how we can get there. And it's not about hating those around me. It's about opening their eyes to the hate that they've been filled with. and letting them
Yeah,
learn and hear. It's the idea of just teaching people to hear a little bit better. And yeah, the 13th Amendment, just talking about the slavery stuff, going back to that real quick. The 13th Amendment created the prison industrial complex that we have now, which was a transition of slavery from plantation owners to prison owners. And we're seeing that legacy build concentration camps in the US right now. That is the legacy that we have allowed to fester because we were not able as a country to address a hard situation and make the right choices. We compromised on what the right solution could have been. And that was a problem. And we need to not compromise when it comes to basic human value and dignity for life. And we need to make those unalienable rights written down.
So I have a few things. not to pile on that, but like I think I've heard Nieta say it. I've heard some other creators say it that, listen, Black history is American history. And by not acknowledging Black history, we are literally whitewashing an entire aspect of our 250 years. That
it's not even not acknowledging, it's actively erasing.
It's erasing it, right? So that's the first thing. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody understands that that's where I'm at. Like, it's not.
And if you want to,
I don't.
Going to cut in here for a second. If you want to see a creator who is someone who is part of that history that is actively being erased, go follow Marlon Weems. His history is being erased from the state of Arkansas. He was the first Black stock trader in the state. He had his own business, has his own businesses. He has done some incredible things in the state. He made history in this state. His family is part of state history in many ways, and they're being erased. And
this came up. We did a show yesterday, and he brought it up, and I was like, "Well, they're erasing your history, including your family's history," and he couldn't even. Like, that's a whole nother show.
And it's the same with disability history. It's the same.
It's everything that they don't want to acknowledge as reality.
Yeah.
It's plain and simple. And where I was going to go with all this was that going from Black history to, which is American history, which is a violent history, which you've mentioned many times on many different podcasts and shows that you've done, is the greatness in the American will to succeed is the one thing that's always driven people who live here, whether you're an immigrant, whether you're a Native American, whether you're, third, fourth, fifth generation American citizen. Okay. And it doesn't matter. The drive to succeed for us has always been, and to be on the right side of evil, good and evil. I don't want to say history, because history is always evolving and changing and but to know what's evil and what's good. And we're in this 20-year cycle where we're at. Remember, we went through this about 20 years ago. 9/11, the world changed 20 years ago. We're in this 20 to 25-year-old cycle. We're in this cycle again where I think we're going to see another push of liberalism. People have had enough oppression and bullshit and things being taken away and government overreach and government overstep and theft and, just unaccountability. And you can't beat there's no way that they're going to control the people anymore. You've got this thing called the internet, and you can't stop speech from spreading. You can't stop freedom of information. You can't stop the freedom of ideals. You can't stop the idea that you can't infringe on my right to speak. You just can't. Not when you got 400 million guns in the country. It's just like next to them, but you're not gonna, And those people that were J6ers, go ahead, yeah, try to infringe their rights and watch what happens. They're crazy enough, right? They're crazier than you think, and listen, these are the same people that brought weapons to Washington D.C. to march on the Capitol building. What do you think is going to happen if you really go after them? Like, it's this is like, the war isn't about people. The war is about where are we as a country, and it's like we've allowed this religious infestation of white nationalism and white Christian nationalism, because they hate the Catholics too, just as much as they hate the Jews and they hate the Muslims and they hate people who like worship Jim Beam. So it's like, right?
They worship the Kid Rocks of the world.
Who I'm very ashamed to say is from Detroit, which is a shame for me. But that's but which I don't like his music anyway. But that's beside the point. We just have this whole I just for research purposes, Reagan wrecked the economy, right? And part of the 4 years of George Bush kind of wrecked it back. Okay, Clinton gets elected, they rebuild the economy gets rebuilt in the 90s, right? George W. Bush gets elected, wrecks the economy. Okay. Obama comes in 2008, cleans up the mess, builds it back up again. Trump comes in 2016, wrecks the economy, right? Biden gets elected, fixes it, gets blamed for the fix because they can't admit that he lost. He can't admit that he lost in 2020, and they're still litigating that shit. Comes in 2024, 2025, is wrecking the economy again. When are people going to actually understand the Republicans can't govern? They just don't have the capacity to govern for the people. And it's your state, it's my state, it's every state south of the Mason-Dixon line.
No, it's any state that's Republican trifecta too.
Yeah, and it's just like, when do people wake up and realize that you have been voting against your own self-interest for the last 40 plus years? When do you wake up and realize that?
I would say it's when they're hungry and when they're food insecurity. But I look at my neighboring state of Oklahoma, and they just voted against a minimum wage increase that would have taken until 2029 to fully go into effect. And they voted against their own interests again. And the state is in depressive economy. Like,
wait for Screwworm to really fuck with me.
Yeah, like Oklahoma is in dire straits in a lot of areas. There are a lot of people who are so poor and so held down by their government. And it's not a poor because they want to be. It's because the policies are forcing them to be that way, and we have to wake up. And when do we wake up? I don't, to be honest now, I don't know in some of these places, because you would have thought that not having food or access to any of the services you need would wake you up. But it doesn't seem to in some of these areas. And
I was in Wichita, Kansas. I was there 12 years ago. It was a ghost town then. It's even worse now.
Yeah.
I think we're starting to see it. I think the job hiring rate was the lowest it's been in 25 years. It's always been hovering around 7.9%.
Wasn't it like
3.7?
Yeah.
So now you got a recession, which we are in a recession, everybody, believe it or not. Okay, we've had down numbers for the last 12 quarters, or was it 6 straight quarters? Whatever the benchmark is, it's however many quarters straight without a GDP increase, or however they define not being in recession. It's getting to the point where, like I said, this war was going to not be people were not going to feel the effects of the Iran war through second quarter 2026. Y'all going to feel it in about a week and a half. We're all going to feel it. Gas prices may not be back at $2 for a while. And I'm talking like high $2. I don't care what Orange Blimpy Droopy Pants says. So there was actually something I was actually going to pull up real quick, and I did. This is part of my research when I was the difference between the two documents, what Obama signed versus this MOA.
Yeah,
the MOA. Okay. So the 2015 deal never removed the military option, and no agreement can. The substantive points actually cut against the boast and the MOU that Trump signed is non-procurement language. Okay, is essentially what the JCPOA already said. Right? So you didn't come up with anything different. The genuinely better element, if it survives the next 60 days, is that all of Iran's down-blended uranium would be removed, whereas the JCPOA let Iran keep 300 kilograms. The harder problem is what the cost and what's left undone. Is that the MOU follows a war Trump launched specifically to end Iran's nuclear program, and experts assess that Iran offered Trump's envoys a better nuclear deal before the war than the one that was on the table. Now, before the strikes, Iran had already offered in February to downblend the stockpile from 60% down to 3.67%. The MOU has no guarantee on missiles. And even though the missile development was one of Trump's original 2018 reasons for killing the JCPOA, the enrichment question is still out there. Is that Trump has now softened toward letting Iran have a civilian nuclear program. Senator Cassidy called it the worst foreign policy blunder in decades. And that Iran, learning through this war, now that threatening the Strait of Hormuz actually works. So
we gave them all the leverage they need.
Yeah. And everything Trump touches dies.
He
didn't have to touch the JCPOA. He didn't have to touch it. It was working. He just didn't like it because it was Obama's. That's why.
Yeah.
That's the reason why
the whole thing on that, tying it back to our topic, is the U.S. made our leadership, our current government, made the dumbest choices in all of the tough situations. And they're showing their whole asses on what dumb choices look like and what dumb choices are. And
it's called Project 2025.
Yeah.
They wrote a book on how to make dumb choices.
Yes.
It's like literally governing for dummies. Project 2025, the blueprint of how to wreck the world.
And we need a response that is our own thing, that is not a derivative name, is not like Project 2028 or some bullshit or Project 2029 or whatever. We need a plan. They've been doing this, man.
Their fucking job.
Well,
really, that's
that, and they made them. They called it the mandate for leadership, which is what Project 2025 is. They've been doing it for 40 years. They have been putting out new versions of this for the last 40 years. You know what would be nice is if we did the same damn thing on our side with a plan that didn't suck. That actually gave people a vision and a hope for what democracy could be and should be, and what our country needs to be.
It was the post-World War II world that we created.
But even that wasn't good enough. Like that was
but it wasn't ideal enough.
Yeah, that was a stride forward. And then we stopped. Like we didn't take the momentum to codify the second Bill of Rights. We didn't take that momentum to truly make ourselves an equal and equitable society. And I want to push back on one word you used before we get to the end of our day, because we've gone a little bit over, which is totally fine for us, is you use the term liberal when we're liberalism, getting back into a state of liberalism. I want to push back. You did. You said liberalism. I want to push back on that word. I think we're moving towards a state of progressivism versus regressivism. And that's
I know what I meant progressivism as well.
And I knew what you meant, but I wanted to make sure because we talk about this a lot. I did fuck one too. So. This is a fight of progressivism versus regressivism. And it's not the same political lines of our forefathers, of our grandparents, of our parents, or even of 5 years ago, even of a year ago. We don't have to have the same political lines. We have to make new alliances and new coalitions on what it means to progress.
The current leadership doesn't want that, because these are 70-plus-year-old men and women who have been latched into this power scheme for the last 30 years, the world is not what it was back in 1980 when they all got elected.
Mm-hmm.
It is not the same place. It's not. The Schumers, the Pelosi's, thank them for their service, but time to go.
Mm-hmm.
Time to step aside. Time to become Speaker Emeritus. Time to become Leader Emeritus. You cannot function in today's world. You don't have the tool set.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have the skill set. You don't have the tools. You don't have the language. You certainly don't have the media knowledge. And you don't have the will, because you're taking money from the same evil people that are funding the other side.
Dialogue membership people. Anyone on that dialogue list? Jared Polis, governor of Colorado, Cory Booker, folks like that. Y'all have some answers. Y'all have some questions that need answering. Wes Moore's team came out and gave answers.
Whose team?
Wes Moore, he was on that list.
Oh, yeah.
His team came out and gave answers as to what happened and how long ago it was. He said he was a speaker at one event like 20 years ago or something, like towards the very beginning of all of it, but hasn't been to something since. If that's true, okay. All right, why are you still on the fucking list though? Why are you allowing your name to still be associated in that membership? If you're part of that, is the thing. Like, it's not conservative versus liberal. It's not left versus right. It is, will we regress into a feudalistic, slave-based society? Or will we progress and have actual equality and equity for all?
So I just want to go over. So I turned 35 in 2006. Okay. So if I trace back the president, the presidents that were elected, okay. All right. It was George W. Bush, baby boomer. Okay. The only president that was Gen X is Obama. And look at the great things that happened with a Gen X president.
Was Obama Gen X?
Yeah.
I thought we haven't had a Gen X president.
I don't. Well, you know what? Obama, he's considered a late era baby boomer. You're 61.
Yeah.
So
he's just out of the Gen X range.
He's just out of that range. He's kind of like, I mean, born in 61, classifying him as a boomer, but he really was more like a Gen X. He acted more like a Gen X than he did a baby boomer.
But we need new generations. We need Gen X, and we need Gen Y, we need Gen Z, we need Gen Alpha.
No more boomer leadership. I'm sorry, you've had your time. You're done. Greatest generation, which is like Chuck Grassley's, those guys, right? Time to go, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Mitch McConnell, you should have been gone. You should have been gone before all these hospitalizations. Like before this last election, how he even got through it. Like the dude was being walked around with handlers. He couldn't make sentences, and he still got elected.
Like Strom Thurmond. It was like Strom Thurmond. Same thing.
Or there's a Republican representative, I think, that's been missing for over 100 days or something. Nobody's heard from him.
Tom Keene.
Yeah. Still missing.
He's MOA.
What about the Republican legislator who was put into a home in Texas and nobody said anything? She was in a care facility.
Because pursuant to the Constitution, the only three ways to remove a sitting U.S. representative is either by resignation, death, or losing an election.
Or Congress pushes them out themselves.
Or Congress throws them out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and again, it's also something before we get to our end it's something Naida Green and I talk about a lot. She's an incredible friend in the chat. I love Naida. Make sure you please go subscribe to her work. Disability Community for Democracy, Nothing About Us Without Us. She's just incredible. One of the things we talk about, and we're going to start a series on, we're working on planning a series together around this, is bridging gaps. And it's time we bridge those gaps. We bridge those gaps by bridging our generational divides, because there's less difference between all of us than we think. We bridge those gaps by listening louder. We bridge those gaps.
What a great title for a new show, Listening Louder.
Oh, yeah. Naida, what do you think? Listen louder.
That's a
Listening
great,
louder.
I love that.
I think that's going to be it. I think that might be it for it, because we need to listen
That's
louder.
it.
We need to. We have to be willing to listen louder and hear more. And that's, I hope, with this show today, I hope that's what y'all leave with.
I get 1%. I get 1%. I was on the show. I get 1% royalty. I own 1%.
And we'll put it back into that creator fund. Is exactly. We need to listen louder. And so let's listen louder today. Everybody, go do something. Go ask questions. Go listen. Don't force yourself to be the center of a discussion. Don't try and fix something. Don't stop for a second. Take that breath and ask if that person even really needs or wants you there for that help at that moment. Just listen louder, suck less, and if it changes, I don't even know if I'm on the right thing, and come support us. Come support and help our work. And Eric, I'm going to switch it over to yours here real quick, like I always do.
Okay. Yeah, I was all set with my prop. So
no, I know. You can hold on to your prop for a second.
I'm gonna hold. Hey, be careful! Don't talk about my prop that way.
It's a big one. It's a big one. They're big. They're big props.
Oh, Walter, we miss you.
Miss you, my friend.
Evan, you missed a great show today, buddies. Hi, everybody. Here's my Substack, Dr. Eric Lulov. You can also find my stuff on Blue Ant Media. All of my subscription paywalls go into a matched fund for younger creators, which I use to help other creators get their stuff out. Please continue to follow us here at the Diogenes Club. Continue to repost my stuff. I've always got stuff, kind of like little thingies during the day that I post and repost, and I try to restack as many younger creators as I can. So I try to prop everybody else up. We're all here for the collective good, and we're all here to get a little bit smarter and listen louder. So Nick, thanks for a great show today, buddy.
Thanks, brother. So glad we did this, and thank you. Again, I needed.
And thanks to everybody in the chat, all 150 plus of you. Thank you for sticking around. It's very rare we push 90 minutes on a show, but this was a good one today.
Yeah, we pushed long today, and thank you for being with us. Thank you, Eric, for being a friend. Thank you for listening when I needed it and supporting me. And just suck less, y'all. Let's listen louder. Let's just suck less, and let's do more. Let's help each other. Let's spread the love with each other. And if you can, come support me here at Sick of the Shit Publications with a paid subscription. If you can't, become a free subscriber. Either way, it doesn't matter in the end to me. Your support is and being part of this community as a whole and coming to these discussions and engaging with us is really what matters. And hearing the feedback that I get from folks, hearing the love and the friendships that I have made is what makes all of this worth it. It's made me a better person. It's helped me grow. And I hope I've put a positive impact on y'all. And I hope Eric has helped put a positive impact. I hope Walter has helped put a positive impact. I hope Evan has helped put a positive impact. You guys have impacted me in a really positive way. And I can breathe again. I'm not.
Again, it's in that song.
I'm here for you.
You got to listen.
I'm here for you. You'll have to send it to me so I can listen to the whole thing. So everyone, thank you. Thank you so much for being with us as always. If you can, hit that subscribe button for Doc, Eric, and myself. Come join the both of us. Come back next week for another Diogenes Club, where hopefully we'll have our full retinue back. Evan was busy today. Walter's been taking a bit of a break on some of the shows. And so we will see you all next week. Enjoy your day today and do what we've talked about. Go listen louder. Go listen louder today. Go hear someone out. Go listen just to hear and sit back and learn from what you heard. Don't have to input. Don't have to be part of it. Just listen and you'll find probably a lot of joy in doing what you do. And you may find some new hope. So thanks, everyone. Thank you for being with us as always. Eric, any last things before we go?
No, I think we covered a lot. And everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. And everybody have a wonderful rest of the week. Have a blessed weekend. stay healthy, listen louder, fix less.
Thanks, y'all. Have a great one.